Hello, it's Forrest. We have this 2018 Isuzu NRR wrecker. I'm going to go over it today, show you some of the things that we like about it and some of the things that you'll like about it. This wrecker is for sale. We'll have a price set on it shortly to let you know how much it's going to cost you to have it, but we also offer, you can either buy it or we offer a leasing plan for it as well. Now, if you don't know anything about these Isuzus, man, they are so incredible. They have a 5.2 liter four-cylinder turbocharged diesel motor that it really produces a lot of horsepower. It's got good torque, so it really gets the job done. But it gets really good fuel mileage because it's 4 cylinders, and it has a lot of longevity. Right? They're known to last a long time, and these really do. Maintenance is fairly low. Even though this is a 2018, it still has some of the old schoolness to it, let's call it. So it's really easy to maintain, really easy to work on. The cab lifts up out of the way, so most everything is right there in place. I'm going to show you some of that right now. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get the cab open. We'll take a look at the motor and everything. It has a couple of safety features on this thing to prevent the cab from flying off if you had a wreck, or if you just had to stop immediately. The last thing you would do is go pop out the windshield. So there's a lever back here. You pull this lever and allows you to pull the handle up like this, and then there's another lever down here you pull up and lift the cab. Now, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's spring loaded, so it goes pretty quick, and it exposes the motor. I mean, even from over there, you can see everything is right here where you'd want to get to it. Your fuel filter's right there, another fuel filter, which we'll show you in a minute. But it really makes for easy access when you want to see things. Now, again, you can see the fuel filter, which has recently been replaced. There's another fuel filter here, which has recently been replaced. You have access to everything that you need to work on it. The belts are right down there, which are accessible really from the other side. And this just makes it remarkably easy to work on. When you do the oil changes on it, oil's going to go back in there. I mean, if you service the cooling system on it, there's purge up at the top here, so you can purge it at the very top position. Just everything is really convenient on this, as they are on most of these. As you can see, we have, brand new tires on it. It's just in real good shape. On this side, you can see where you check your cooling level here. You can also go up here if you want to make sure by going to the actual cap, and that's unusual. A lot of these things don't have that anymore. A lot of the newer vehicles don't have that. And as you can see, even by looking in here, it's in good shape. All the suspensions are in really good shape. The shocks are not that old. You can see the sticker on it where it was replaced. But the shocks are not that old. And again, it's just very accessible. It's just an incredible amount of access that they give you on these Isuzus. Now, to close this, to bring the cab down, you can see right here there's a lockout mechanism that holds it up. So once it's up, it locks into place by using this lockout mechanism. So you basically push this in and then pull this back at the same time, and it'll allow it to come down. And again, it's held up by spring actuation, so it's not going to just come right down on your head. We'll pull it down, lock it into place, and the locks grab it so it can't come back up, and then you just have to push this down, which actually locks it into the lock mechanism so it can't move again. Pretty simple. So now I'm going to start up the wrecker tow truck with a handy dandy key. Now, it hasn't been started in a couple of days, and I want you to notice something. When I climb in, I'm going to turn the key on, and wait for the squiggly line, you know, the glow plugs to heat up for just a second. And we fire the engine right up. So I'm going to show you a couple of things here. Now, if you notice, there's no check engine lights on. Just the seatbelt light is on because I don't have my seatbelt on. And now this thing has this really cool particulate gauge. So whereas a lot of vehicles, they don't tell you the level of the, basically of the DEF system. Whereas the Isuzu has this gauge that allows you to see where you're at on the gauge as far as when it's going to need to be regenerated. It will do it itself, or the cool thing about these is you use this button right here and you can actually cause it, you can actually set it to regenerate whenever you need to. And if you see that gauge get up towards the middle, when you want to have time to do it, you see it get towards the middle, you just start it up, you let it run for a few minutes, get up to speed, get up to temp a little bit. You set the parking brake, so you'll pull the parking brake up, and then you'll push this button once, and then you push it the second time. Push it once, it'll say about the regeneration. You push it a second time, and it sets it on regenerate, and it'll just sit there and do its work. Now, inside, as you can see, the seats in here, they're pretty comfortable. You have 3 across seating, but this actually can pull down. You pull this little lever, and then this pulls down and becomes like a center console. You can put your work stuff there, things that you need. And behind here, of course, we have your triangles and things like that you need. Inside is kind of neat. It's got these storage bins over top of the, over top here, and you can keep your paperwork in there, your registration, everything can go right up in top of here, so you can keep all those things. We have a little cell phone holder up here. It uses LED lights, so at night it's real well lit in here. Of course, it's automatic transmission. That makes a big difference. You have a power door lock. You have power windows on it. This is your controller for your lights on the roof. You turn them on in the front or in the back, and they'll come on. We'll leave them on. Take a look at them. It's pretty comfortable inside, too. It rides pretty well. Of course, as any tow truck, it's very harsh, you know, because it likes to be heavy. You have some storage here and here, and of course over here you have your controller. This is for your PTO, on and off. And then of course you have your beacon, which is for the beacon on the rollback, and then you have your floodlights on the rollback. There's 3 of those back there, and you have an auxiliary here, so if you want to put something on it later, you can use that space to do it. Over here, you're going to use this for the PTO. That's why it has this little symbol. So to have the engine RPMs accelerate, you push this button in. It then takes over the RPMs, and you use this button to accelerate it. You hear the engine go up, and then you can turn on your PTO and use it. Then when you're done, you simply turn this off, and it goes back to handling itself. Now we're going to go ahead and pull it forward with a little bit so that we can take a look at it on the outside. So we'll pull forward. We have some other tow trucks and things around here. We'll pull it out where we can get a nice look at the outside of it. Okay, now we'll do sort of a walk around now and get you a good idea of what it looks like on the outside. Of course, we've replaced the regular headlights with the LEDs, so they're much brighter, but that makes them look like they're flickering, but they're really not. It's just because it's an LED. You have your roof lights, and there's several patterns that they will go on. You can change the pattern in and out. Of course, on the back here, it has a 20-foot long bed on it, which is long enough for pretty much anything you're going to carry on this. You know, we've even had a dually on here, but we've had, you know, the 4-door, 4-wheel drive F-250s and stuff on here. Convenient chain location, so we keep our chain and snatch blocks. You have 2 lights here. They illuminate the deck real good, and then there's one up at the top there that kind of illuminates when you're backing up and stuff. Back here you have controls on both sides. So this is a control for one side, there's a control on the other side. You have your backup alarm. So when you put it in reverse, it'll let everybody know you're coming. And of course, your tag mount, your tail lights. It has the position and everything is there if you want to put a stinger unit on there. We prefer not to have a stinger unit. We don't really need it. And with the additional insurance cost, I'm not sure whether it's all that good to have it. Now, of course, as we come down this side, it's kind of cool because you can actually, if you need to strap something down that's up on top, you can use these holes to use your wire hook straps on. And of course, on the bed itself, it also has a place you can put your straps on for your, your wheel, for your tire tie downs. So you can actually have 5.6 points. You can use your cable, you can use a chain on the back, and then you can use 4 tire tie downs to have a 6-point tie down system if you think you need that. Now, if we look in here, this is the toolbox. Pops out, opens up, and in here you can keep your tie downs. We keep a little Dawn dishwasher detergent in case something has to come up kicking and screaming. We can use that. We have a tow strap in here in case we have to pull something out. We oftentimes will have accidents way off in the ditches and stuff, and we just hook that up onto the winch, and that big old winch back there is going to do its job. And then it closes like that. On the side over here, we have your battery, and of course we have your DEF tank. Now inside, it actually has a gauge for this, but it's not as accurate as the outside gauge is, which is right here. You just kind of bump it, and you can see the level's right there and full is right there. So it's about halfway full. So if we back up a little bit, we'll take a look at it. It really runs good. It's had the oil change and air filters, and transmission service has all been done recently. You got plenty of time before it has to be done again. It has an Isuzu transmission. I think that's probably one of those most significant parts of this thing is it does carry that very valued, very sought after Isuzu transmission. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the bed back and show you how that works and how the operation will make you money. Is to work the bed. Without that working, nobody's making any money. So let me set the PTO and the idle up like I showed you before, and let's take a look at it. Three levers gets it done. We can go back. We can then bring the car up using the winch, which is this third lever. Out. Back in. When the car gets up on there, we'll pull it back up on the truck using, again, just the 3 levers. You can do 2 levers at once if you want. And it's just that fast. You go inside, you turn off your idle up and your PTO. This truck is really nice. I mean, it does its job. It's made plenty of money. The mileage on it, it's like 190 some odd thousand miles on it, which for these Isuzu diesels, it's barely broke in. These are million-mile motors pretty much. So, and we've kept it up. This was actually once used as a Carvana wrecker, and so the maintenance on it's been there. We're only the second owner of the wrecker. So again, you can call me, Forrest, at River City Trucks at that telephone number, 904-718-3829, and come out and take a look at it, and we'll go for a test drive around the block. Heck, we can even find us a willing car around here, and we'll show you how to operate the wrecker and pull it up and show you how to make money with it, because this definitely makes money. The average tow in Jacksonville is about $140. And you get between 7 and 10 calls a day on one of these. So you can see the money that can be made with one. Anyway, if you were interested in the wrecker, we can sell it to you or lease it to you, depending on certain things, and you can go make some money. Call me, Forrest, at 904-718-3829. You can go to rivercitytrucks.com and see some other inventory that we have, but this wrecker here is really great. Thank you for watching.